Arsenal Football Club reach a full agreement with Bukayo Saka for a new long-term deal worth 200,000. That's £200,000 per week. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace right now. Leave your comments below and scan that QR code or click on the link below to follow our TikTok account where brand new exclusive content is coming very, very soon indeed. When we hit 10,000 followers, the new stuff will drop. But Bukayo Saka to remain at Arsenal, the new deal will see his wages rise to a whopping £200,000 a week. Is this good or bad business? Of course, it's tremendous business. Arsenal, again, just got scarier. But why is it such good business? And I'll tell you. One, you're keeping one of the best young players in the world in your team. Secondly, you're setting a new precedent at Arsenal. Arsenal allowed too many players, in my opinion. Patrick Vieira's, Adebayor's, Traore's, Clichy's, Cesc Fabregas's, Samir Nasri's, just to name a few. Far too many players have left. Far too many players have gone. Far too many players from teams with the potential to win league titles, the team with potentials to win Champions Leagues, have left Arsenal over the past 2 decades. And one of the biggest issues is that Arsenal would never pay the going rate. They are now willing to do that with Saka. I'm sure they're going to follow suit in years to come with the Salibas and the Martinellis and any other young players that come in. You've got the Declan Rice situation with offering him £200,000 a week to come in and join. Arsenal upping their wage limits, rewarding their top players with the right kind of contract is absolutely massive. This news is bad news for rivals because it means Saka's going to stay. Of course, there'll have been rival fans in recent weeks thinking, well, in recent years, Saka's great. But if Arsenal don't hit the heights or if they don't pay him the going rate, maybe we can sign him. This systematically stops that from being a possibility. Let's take a look here at a clip from TalkSport to see what they had to say.
Big deal. 200 grand a week. Oh!
Well, that's what he deserves. I mean, that's the going rate these days, isn't it? And on the market now,
spot on there. Going rate has to be done.
Ellen, what would he be worth, Saka?
He's a kid, isn't he?
Yeah, but
£150 million he's worth, no doubt.
It doesn't matter what he's achieved so far in his career.
21, I think.
Yeah, and he's been through. He's had some really bad knockbacks as well. Obviously, missing that penalty for England really could make you suffer as a youngster. But he come back a stronger person. He's a really good guy. He's always got a smile on his face. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. So I think it's a blinding deal for Arsenal. You can't replace him.
And this is the point. Who would you replace him with in world football who's gettable and attainable and affordable? If you're not prepared to pay Saka that amount of money, nobody as good or better is going to join cheaper. So it had to be done. And I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans for many years kind of celebrate the wage bill being lower than 2 or 3 other teams, net spend being better. Arsenal fans have got to get over this. You can get back to the top without having one of the biggest wage bills. You can get back to the top and win leagues without having the worst net spend, if you believe in that mythological piece of maths. But you can't maintain your position at the top without raising that wage bill and continuing to spend high to maintain that quality of your squad. And I think this is brilliant, brilliant news for Arsenal. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings, people. Let's go.
Why it's the best league in the world. I'd like to apologise because people just...
Oh, Mark saying sorry. What's this?
...do not understand what I'm saying. The Premier League is the best league in the world.
Agreed.
And just because Real Madrid smashed Liverpool 5-2 doesn't make La Liga better than the Premier League.
Correct.
The facts are there. If there's a restaurant in town that everybody wants to go to and you think yours is better and you've got no customers, wake up, baby. You're going out of business.
He's spot on. He could not be more right.
Premier League is the best league in the world. I'm going to tell you why, even if Real Madrid win the Champions League again. But before we get into that, and it's going to be a big debate...
Listen, he's right in this. He's absolutely right. And I think Mark's one of these people that he triggers people. Sometimes people don't take his opinions overly seriously. And there are times where he's obviously putting voices on and doing things for comedy effect. but he does understand and know football. It doesn't matter if you prefer how La Liga looks, smells, feels, operates. It doesn't matter if Real Madrid are the best team in Europe. It doesn't matter if Barcelona have the best defense in Europe. It doesn't matter if you think they play better football. It doesn't matter if you think their commentators are better. The proof's in two things: average attendance of your own fans and how many people want to tune in and watch it. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Spaniards, year in, year out, in terms of numbers of people watching the Liga, is dropping. The Premier League, just in national terms and international terms, is growing year in, year out. There is no debate. I'm going to quote Ben Shapiro here. In this circumstance, facts don't care about your feelings. How you feel about the Prem and the Liga, your preference, your opinion is worth nothing in this debate. Because as Mark says, the Premier League is better. Why? Purely bums on seats. 100% right.
Let's go! Come on!
Manchester United are back.
Whoa, back. Do you guys think Man United are back? There's a question for you all, 6 minutes into this. Do you think Man United are back? And I know how many of you got to this point, because I want yes, United are back, or no, United are not back, or something like that in the comments section. Then I know who's got this far in the video. Let's listen to Rory.
Manchester United are back. There is a majesty to the occasion that is Manchester United taking on Barcelona. It is an occasion. It decides European Cups. And I know they aren't competing at the very top tier, but Manchester United beating Barcelona is symbolic. And I genuinely believe that Manchester United are rediscovering themselves. Their former glories are annoyingly waiting for them again around the corner. The spirit of that Manchester United performance, when you consider everything going on at the club at the moment, when you consider the tough schedule, the fact that they are playing Barcelona, it's breathtaking. And Erik ten Hag deserves so much credit. Erik ten Hag is getting every single thing correct. Every decision that Erik ten Hag makes is spot on.
Listen, I want to stop Rory there for a moment. Of course, remember, all the content creators, links to their channels are in our description below. We'll always support the fan channel community, even if they don't support us. And that's not a dig at Rory. That's just in general. I don't do tit for tat. But are Man United back? For me, we're not back until we're legitimately challenging for the Premier League. And I don't quite think we're there yet. However, the spirit is there. United are getting better, and we are on our way. We are absolutely on our way. And you can tell that there's some real tangible reasons. The feel-good factor at the stadium, the spirit of the team, the fight for the manager. But the relationship between players and supporters, you feel it, you know. And Ten Hag is getting things right. But I want to look beyond Ten Hag for a moment. Ten Hag is only able to get these things right because John Myrtle and Fletcher and their bosses have allowed for him to make the right decisions. So United have long since suffered. And I've got to grab my pen. Sorry about that. I like to talk with a pen in my hand, just my way, and I dropped it. Man United have long since suffered because managers were not given enough control. Managers were not allowed to wield their axe, pick their own teams, drop particular players. Ollie was almost a fine example of he didn't really want Ronaldo, but got him anyway. He had a good first season, but it upset the apple cart. You know, we could probably still do with Cavani in the Man United squad right now, but his nose was put out of joint as an example. Many things have gone wrong at Old Trafford in the last 10 years. Ten Hag is putting them right, but it's because structurally the club has changed, and that can't be denounced or denied. The standards are high. The standards are absolutely huge at Man United. And I think that this is why we're now seeing such progression on the football pitch. And one thing Rory said there that stood out massively to me, and as a United fan, it's beautiful to hear, that we're annoyingly returning to former glories. Now, we've got to win trophies. We have to win trophies. We can't get ourselves away from that. United have to pick up trophies. Playing good, feeling good, spirit being high is brilliant. The stats and the statistics for certain players, great. trophies are the only commodity that matter. It'd be nice to win some Player of the Years. I'd love Rashford to win the Ballon d'Or. I'm just spitballing here. But I don't care about any of that if we're not winning trophies. So for me, it's great to see rivals picking up on this, but we need to pick up that silverware as well.
The finalist, Manchester United. Marcus Rashford has been in unbelievable form. He's now recorded 24 goals for the season, 8 assists. That's 32 goal contributions. His biggest goal scoring season of his career so far. That's 4 of the last 5 seasons now where he scored 20 goals plus. We're only in February. We had a World Cup. Marcus Rashford, is he, and this is what's written on the plan in front of me.
Here we go.
Is he the best player in the world right now? Right now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah and no at the same time. Boovy's going to say that. Oh, he's a City fan and Haaland, but let's take a listen.
Right now.
No, he's definitely the best player in the Premier League at the moment. And,
Yeah, in the league, maybe.
And so what are you going to do? Start talking about Victor Osimhen or something?
No, I'm going. No. You know, I'm not that kind of guy.
All right. Okay.
I'm low from you.
I'm glad.
What kind of guy is he?
Bad.
We're having a good one today. And
Sorry.
that was low from
Hold
you.
on a minute. Can I just say, if you know who Victor Osimhen is, that's not low. What do you mean that's low?
He's going football hipster. He's going Napoli, all that.
Napoli
Obviously-
There's an element of truth there. There's an element of truth there. Like, look, Osimhen's great, but every year there's a player that everyone falls in love with because his team's doing really well. And I think Osimhen's a really good individual, but I do get what Boovy's saying there.
Very good team.
A few months ago, Messi had one of the best performances in his whole career to win a World Cup for
He
Argentina.
also lost against Saudi Arabia.
This weekend, he scored a free kick in the French league. It's an unbelievable free kick as well. Until Messi retires, Jimmy, you cannot tell me.
I think the best
Rashford's
footballer in the
better.
world at the moment.
I have to say it as a
That's not the question.
See, look, Boovy's right. Messi is probably still the best football player in the world. But people, this is semantics. Right now, in the last 3 or 4 months, we're talking form. Rashford's streak, his performances, his clutch goals, his variation of goals. Goals being the hardest skill in football. Scoring goals is the hardest skill in football. His availability in that time. His form makes him the best in the world. I don't think anybody believes he is outright the best football player in the world. So let's not argue over the semantics. It's semantics that's being debated here. But Rashford is sensational.
Marcus
we're
Rashford.
asking.
But Marcus is the best player in the world at the moment.
Move Marcus Rashford at the moment.
Yeah.
He's having a season that ultimately, when we are looking back at it on history is going to be so kind to it. It's a season comparable to. Do you remember that season Van Persie had, or that season Luis Suarez had, or that season Mohamed Salah had?
Do you really think?
Yes and no. And this is where, as a Man United fan, I have massively high standards. You want to know why? Because when you that crazy goal-scoring season of Mo Salah didn't win a trophy. That crazy goal-scoring season in the Premier League that Luis Suarez had didn't win a trophy. Van Persie did. Van Persie didn't score as many goals as Luis Suarez or Mo Salah. So I don't want Rashford to do a Salah. I don't want him to do a Suarez. I want him to do a Van Persie. I want to pick up this Carabao Cup. I want to win at least one more trophy. I want his goals to continue in that way. But if it does, Rashford has to be crowned Player of the Year if we win multiple trophies and this continues between now and the end of the season. And should we win a major trophy, maybe even more personal accolades could be coming his way. But there's no shadow of a doubt, best player in the Premier League right now. On form, he's the most informed player in the world right now. Maybe that's the best way of phrasing it. Most informed player in the world right now. But what a season he's having. And for me, it's great to see. I've spoken about it many, many times on the terrace. He's been sensational. He's now delivering at the rate that I knew he would. You know, and that's 3 of the last 4 seasons where he scored over 20 goals. Last year was a bad year for everybody. And I think this is going to be Rashford now until he's about 32, 33. What a player. Records are going to be broken. But those trophies are key. He's got a Carabao Cup, an FA Cup, and the Europa League. He needs to add more of those trophies, plus champs, plus Premier Leagues. And this guy could be a Premier League icon and a Premier League legend, just as I predicted all those years ago. Do me a big favor, everybody, and hit the like button now before you leave, or subscribe. Scan the QR code on the screen now, or click on the link in the description to follow our TikTok account. When we hit 10,000 followers, brand new exclusive content is coming your way on TikTok. So get following it right now. Thank you, and we'll speak to you all soon. Bye.